What's up on YouTube and all of our peeps on the internet streets? I am Courtney Martinelli. I am the owner of Shine, Ohio. And today I'm going to be talking to one of our teachers, our fabulous teachers, Amber Miller. Hi, Amber.
Hi.
How are you?
So good. Excited to
So
be here.
Yay! So excited. So today we're really, well, who knows what we'll talk about, but one of the main things we want to talk about today is yoga. Not only yoga, but our yoga teacher training program. And so I thought I would just start by asking you, what inspired you to get started in yoga?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So, just getting started in yoga first and foremost, it kind of started as a workout for me. I wanted
Mhm.
something low impact, something that wasn't going to, be hard on my joints, hard on my body as I started to get older. And
You're
then
just a little nugget. You're not older. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
you're
but like
bless your sweetheart. No, I hear what you're
but
saying.
yeah,
I
like
hear what you're saying.
as we age and as time goes on, I used to do HIIT workouts. I used to do like boot camp style workout classes. And they were great for a while they lasted. But then just like my body started to feel a little bit more creaky than it should. And my back was starting to hurt. And also I probably could have stretched more. So
Love the
that's where
stretch part of yoga. Yes, love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's where it was like, I need to find something different. And I found yoga, low impact. It's physical. You get a good workout. You do get those physical aspects of it. But then once you go down the rabbit hole and you start to realize that it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. There's so many different sides of yoga that just immediately pulled me in and I was ready to know everything and everything.
Right. So you hit on something because I think it depends on where your audience is coming from. Like I know the Shine Ohio audience, they're deeply spiritual and into, the emotional and mental effects of healing in general. And I consider yoga as just another avenue to heal, right? So I
100%.
think it depends on, where you're coming in at yoga. And a lot of times people come in for the physical aspects and then realize the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects
Yes.
afterwards. And then
Yes.
there's some people that are different. They come in for the mental, emotional, and spiritual, and then they also realize it's great as the older you get, the more you can
Mhm.
stretch and the more you
Yeah.
can move your body in this different way that's like you said, low impact. So
Yeah, and have more
yeah.
more mobility, and movement is medicine. Not even just the mental aspect and the healing, but movement itself is medicine, whether it's stretching, whether it's walking,
Mhm.
whatever it is, it's medicine. It keeps your body going for longevity. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what attracts me to it wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So I know a little bit more about you than maybe some of our viewers, but what I would say is that you did come into yoga more for the physical aspect, and then the transformation began, right? You
Who would have
use the
known?
you use the word rabbit hole. So yeah, that's sometimes what it could be. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about yoga teacher training because I really would love to hear um like why you got into yoga teacher training and what you thought it was going to be and then what it was, because and then we'll talk about all the misnomers because there's so many misnomers about why
Yes.
would you join a yoga teacher training, because the one thing I hear more than anything is, oh, well, I don't want to be a yoga teacher. And that sometimes we have an entire yoga teacher training program filled of people who are just coming for transformation, like
Yes.
it could be healing, it could be they're starting a new chapter in their life, it could be they're just retired, it could be they just got out of college, all of these things.
Oh yeah.
Everybody is so different and the
Mhm.
reasons why they sign up. But so sometimes you come in not wanting to teach and you walk out knowing you're going to teach. And sometimes you come in to
That was
teach.
me.
And me too. Then sometimes you come in to teach thinking I'm just going to get my certification because I want to teach. And then you realize like it's like changed your entire life. So yeah,
100%.
So
Yeah.
tell me about your
So
experience.
the whole reason why I even wanted to do a yoga teacher training, full transparency, I, for the life of me, could not figure out how my body was supposed to be in a warrior two.
Oh,
Every time a teacher cued it, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. But, in a group setting, when a teacher offers two or three, verbal cues on how to get into the posture, there's so many more. There's so many
yeah.
different cues to really find full alignments in a warrior two. And I wanted to know how my body was really supposed to feel in a warrior two.
Yeah,
So,
I love this.
yeah,
So
I
that's why
did
you
it.
joined yoga teacher training is so that you could learn proper alignment of the
Yep.
poses, specifically warrior two. Okay.
Yeah, specifically Warrior 2. I just couldn't, there's every cue teacher cues differently. They have different body parts that they'll cue or, different angles that they'll cue. And it can be such a different variety of things that you're figuring out from head to toe, from fingertips down everywhere. There's so many different things. I was like, I can't grasp what is going on with my body right now. And so I was like, hey, lead trainer for the program I went through, am I going to figure out how Warrior 2 is supposed to feel in my body if I do this? Like, I actually said that. And she was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me
And
just pause there for a second because I
yeah,
think people that are newer to yoga, like that's why we call it a practice, right?
yes,
Because um, you know, it's it's just a progression of you learning. And I think sometimes yoga teacher trainings focus a lot more on alignment and the physical asanas, which, right, you need to do that because
yes.
you need the goal
It's
is
one of the
that
eight
you can
limbs.
well, yeah, there's 8 limbs. Ooh, let's talk about that in a second. But the
Yeah,
goal is, our program is certified by Yoga Alliance. And what that means for people that are like new to the yoga world is that there's a specific things that we have to teach in our certification, but we also have free reign to teach other things that we want to teach that's unique to yours, your yoga studio, your education center. And
yeah,
so yeah, when you leave the yoga teacher training, you have to have enough information to teach to be a yoga teacher, right?
yeah,
Right. So
absolutely.
that's definitely one piece of it. Okay, I'm sorry. I cut you off because this is so
No, you're
interesting to me
totally
that you
fine.
signed up for yoga teacher training so you can learn how to do warrior two.
I
And
just
then what
wanted Warrior
happened?
2.
And
So
then
then
what
from
happened?
there, I had the conversation and I asked questions. The biggest thing that you can do if you're starting to get curious about doing yoga teacher training is just asking questions. So that's
Mm,
what I did. And I said, what else would I get out of this besides, okay, I could lead a class, but like what else does it entail? And my teacher basically told me like I came out a completely different person. You're
mm,
going to come out a completely different person. The character development, the personal growth, the internal work sometimes is, you know, it takes precedent over or it takes priority rather over any sort of physical aspects that you might be learning or getting. We can learn the poses, we can learn how to get into them, but can you also like tune your gaze inward? Can you learn how the body should feel when it comes to being able to find stillness, being able to find quiet, being able to
right.
meditate? I wanted to learn that spiritual growth, that personal growth, to get out of a rut. I'm a firm believer that teacher training comes to people when they need it the most.
Yes.
Firmly believe that,
Yes,
and I
I agree
needed
that too.
something.
When you're ready, when you're ready for it, there's nothing that can stop you from signing up. Because
Exactly.
and this is not like, this is just an observation. Like I see people, dipping their toes in and like applying, and then it's like, but the people who know they want to do it, like they can't stop thinking about it. They know they want to
Yeah.
do it. And I'll touch on something else that you said. I consider my life before and after yoga teacher training.
Yes.
Like I know how I feel and the person that I am, and I think I split it based on my life before yoga teacher training and my life after yoga teacher training because
I
you
agree.
just you can't even understand the transformation that happens to you.
Mhm. And you might think like, "Oh, they're just kind of maybe exaggerating a little bit." No.
No. And
No, I did
everyone
not
says that.
realize.
Everyone says that. You've talked again, this is not to like throw rocks at internet YTTs, like
Sure.
online YTTs, but I would say that especially here at Shine. Let me just talk about Shine. The
Mhm.
two things that we're really great at is community and transformation, right? And
Very.
so I think that you can have community and transformation on the internet streets too, right? I
Sure.
do a lot of things on the internet street, so I'm not going to throw rocks at that completely. But a
Mhm.
YTT program done in person, you talk to anybody who's been through one, and they will tell you that that
Yes.
transformation changed their life. Yeah.
The emotion, I don't wanna, like, scare, but, like, the tears, the
Oh,
growth, the, like, just the change that happened in my heart,
right.
it not even just in my brain and the education that I received, but the change that took place in my heart. I learned patience
Oh,
and the actual definition of gratitude. I never really fully understood what that meant until I was able to see that there was a light there that wasn't there before,
oh,
and it was just, like it felt very fulfilling. Like,
yeah.
not that I didn't have purpose before, but now I have purpose in a way that serves me in a way that I never thought I
Yeah.
would be able to have in my life.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk to our friends out here that are maybe considering white. What would you say to somebody who says, let's start here. Um, I don't know enough about yoga to be in a YTT program. Like I don't practice enough.
That's okay. I know someone who, only took 2 classes and then immediately dove right in. You know,
The
the
funny
whole
thing
point of coming into a teacher training is to get curious, to
that
explore. That's the place
yeah.
to learn.
That's
So
why I love it when I get that response because I'm like, yeah, that's why you join your YTT.
exactly. That's the
That's
point.
why that's why you come. So you can
Yes.
learn more about yoga because and I think that there's a lot of people who have a very strong personal practice of yoga for
Yep.
years and then decide to do YTT. That's great too. But
Yep.
more than not, the people that come to Shine are people that are kind of new to yoga, and I think we're unique in that we're an education center, so we offer, I think, a little bit different spin on yoga teacher training. So I think people
Mhm.
that are coming to us are already like familiar with, like, I want to dive into something that I'm new to. I want to dive in and I want to go through this framework with you, and I want to learn everything that I can teach because you know we have 4 certifications that are included
Yes.
in our YTT.
Yeah.
I'll Reiki 1, Yin,
Mhm.
restorative, and meditation and mindfulness instructor. And the coolest thing about us being an education center is we also allow students to pick workshops and experiences and try a bunch of different things because that's really what 200 is all about is like finding your niche in yoga and what you're interested in, whether it's Thai yoga
Explore.
massage, yeah, explore
Yeah.
Ayurveda. We even have forest bathing, but it's funny because a lot of people that take 200-hour other places come and spend thousands of dollars to get what we offer in our program because we do have these 4 certifications that's included inside the YTT.
You're absolutely
But
right.
okay,
Yeah.
what would you say to somebody who would say, I'm afraid to teach? I'm afraid to get up in front of people and teach.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's one of the ones I get the most is, "Ooh, being in front of people, telling people what to do." That's a little scary. First thing is, you don't have to teach. You don't have to teach out of a teacher training. I originally didn't plan to teach after, and it just was what I was destined to do. And I love it now. But first thing is, you definitely don't have to. You could just learn the poses, have that transformation, and go through the journey and take it for what the journey is from there. But
Yeah,
if you did
nobody's making you
decide,
teach, right?
yeah,
Nobody's making you
exactly.
teach.
But if you did decide that you wanted to try to teach, what's really nice about how our days are going to be outlined in this program is there are going to be plenty of days to be able to practice teaching with each other. So we're going to write our sequences, we're going to create classes together and practice teaching, co-teaching, doing little demos with each other. Because the thing is, you're going to meet these people and you're going to grow together. You're going to become brothers, sisters with each other. And you're going to get comfortable with them enough that maybe they will be able to encourage you to speak in front of them and be comfortable with them. And as you get comfortable with your cues and what you're saying, and your confidence is boosted, you know exactly what's going to come out of your mouth. Now you're saying it in front of people you're comfortable with.
It's
That
that
is
safety
beautiful
net.
practice. Exactly. Beautiful practice for when the time comes, if you decide that you want to teach and you're ready. Now you've done it. Now you have that confidence and you got that experience a little bit. Now you can put it into practice, put it into play, and you're going to be ready.
I'm going to I'm going to add on to that
Mhm.
because I think sometimes people might even hear this and be like, oh, wait, wait, I'm going to be doing that in YTT. Here's the thing is that obviously we have to prepare you in case you ever, you're going to get a certification through Yoga Alliance. So we have to
Yep.
prepare you in case you want to do that. But here's what I always love to tell people. We want people to go right at their comfort edge zone and get there so that they can grow and transform. And here's the thing I've learned over teaching over the past 15 years is that everyone has a different comfort zone, has a different edge. And we don't want to push somebody so far past their edge, whatever that edge is, that they're going to
Sure.
get sick about it. Like the last thing I want is someone to be like, I feel like I'm going to throw up. No,
Right.
but we want you to be right there on the edge. And what I mean by that is there might be somebody that walks into a yoga teacher training and they're very comfortable and they have a skill set of being in front of people. And
Mhm.
so we're going to push them past a different edge than somebody who is completely, I'll use the word introvert, but that's probably not the correct term, just fear of being in front of people. And so we just want to kind of push you past that edge. And you can speak to your teachers. We want to know that about you. And we're not going to treat everyone in the program the exact same. We're going to lead them right up into their edge. I just
100%.
heard this stat that the number one fear in life is not dying, it's public speaking. The number two fear in life is dying.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Jerry Seinfeld says that people would rather be in the casket than give the eulogy at somebody's funeral because that's how much. And
That's
so
crazy.
I want to acknowledge that as an introvert and someone who, first of all, the more you practice, the more you get up in front of people. I remember when if somebody looked at me, I would get nervous. And now through practice and repetition, I can
Mhm.
easily, speak in front of people. And it's not because I'm an extrovert, it's because I have that repetition. So
Yep.
isn't that, to your point, Amber, giving those people opportunities and repetitions in the most safe environment that you could imagine. And so
Mhm.
sometimes people will come to us and just be like, I don't want to give my demo in front of the public. I don't want to give my demo in front of people or friends. Can
Don't
I
have
just
to.
give the demo in front of the teacher? 100%. You have to do a demo, but we're willing to do that just in front of the teacher, all the way up to like opening up. Okay, let's talk about these people that want to be, super ninja yoga teachers. We're also
Yep.
going to give you those opportunities where
Right.
we'll give you opportunities in front of as many people as you want. So again, we're here to just
To
put you
support
right
you.
on, to support you, to
Yeah.
support you. Yes.
Yeah, and to support you, to challenge you, but only in a way that is like healthy growth. It's
Yeah.
not pressure. It's a way that I'm gonna support whatever growth path you want to be on. Yeah.
Yes. What are your goals? What is your visions and what is your dreams? And those are our dreams for you, really,
Yes.
is what it is. And so,
Yes.
whatever your dreams are, those are our dreams for you. We're not going to place some dream that we have for you on you.
Oh,
Right.
and we don't need another Amber Miller teacher. We don't need another, Bob or whatever the case is, right? We need one of you and then an individual of you, an individual of you. We don't need all the same. We need different. And the only way you're going to be able to find different is if you are your own true authentic self. And you'll find that.
We need your unique light in the world. That
Mhm.
is absolutely the truth. And here, now that you said that, it's made me think about how my new thing is we want you to be the healed so that you can then be the healer. Meaning, we
Yes.
want you to go through the transformation so then you can shine your light into the world because that's really ultimately what we're all here for, right?
Yeah.
Is to shine our unique light into the world.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
I feel
Oh, go
like there's
ahead.
something I wanna elaborate on that a little bit. I feel like there's also a little bit of a stigma of, like, maybe my light doesn't shine bright enough to be able to offer, yoga to other people, or, like, what makes me so special that I would be able to guide other people or
Yeah.
hold space for other people. Or, the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I'm not a yogic person. I make mistakes all the time. I'm not perfect. I can't do what they do. Um, Newsflash, I am very much a human who has flaws that are beautiful, and I trip over my words, and I giggle, and I will see, someone fall out of a pose a little bit, and I'll just say, "Yes, beautiful. It's okay. Bounce right back in. Find your resilience." Like, we don't have to be perfect. We just need to be ourselves. We need to be educated and make sure that, we know what we're talking about in a safe manner. And sure, the imposter syndrome does come in, but that does not mean that you can't be the light that someone is looking for and help that other person find their light too. So,
Yeah.
I know
I
that holds a lot of people back.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, and I know like working with thousands, certifying people and
Mhm.
thousands of people in different certifications, I think imposter syndrome is the thing that's always comes up, particularly when we get to like a level 2 training and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, like I'm still feeling this imposter syndrome. And the way that I explain it is like imposter syndrome is just confidence, and confidence comes from competence. And the only
Yes.
way to get competence is through reps. And there is
Boom.
no way to skip over it. Like you can't go from, I always say there's a dreamer to expert journey. And in between that dreamer to expert journey is contribution into the world, and
Yes.
contribution means reps. And so, you guys, that's what this is about. This is what yoga teacher training is about. So, thank you for bringing
Yes.
that up because,
Of course. And if you're
yeah,
just afraid, let's do it afraid.
yeah.
I
Oh,
was scared, but I was ready, and I
yes.
will be ready when you are ready.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love all the things that you just shared. And let's just talk about your light into the world, which is it's just that there is nothing better than shining your light in the world, shining your unique light into the world. And I think that's what people realize when they go through YTT and didn't think they were going to teach at the beginning. Almost all of the people that have been through our yoga teacher training thought they weren't going to teach and then come out on the other end desperately wanting to teach. And I think it's because they realize that shining your light into the world is like a gift that comes
Yes.
at no other level. I mean, there's nothing that can
Unlike
replace that
anything.
feeling. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, Amber, thank you for being here with me today. We're almost at a half hour. So I'm going to pause, and listeners, we're going to tell you how you can jump into our yoga teacher training program, or honestly, somebody else's yoga teacher training program. Because what I always tell people is go out there and shop and determine is what program speaks to your heart and your soul. And if that's our program, that's amazing. And if it's not, and there's another program that's a better fit for you, like that's great too. So
Yes.
before we talk about how to jump into our yoga teacher training, is there anything else that you would want to share or say? Or
Yeah. So I currently teach a weekly Sunday night 5 p.m. class, a yoga class at Shine, and it is stretch and Thai massage. And the Thai massage aspect is obviously incredible to be able to relax and decompress. We'll break up some fascia in the body, feel super good after. But if you're looking to just see if you've never taken a yoga class before, it is super beginner friendly. You're going to stretch, you're going to relax, and do all the things. And then afterwards, ask me questions. Like I said earlier, I had so many questions that I stood in the parking lot outside of the studio with my teacher for almost an hour because I was just, okay, so what about this? What about that? I wanted to know more. I wanted to try to make sure that this was the right decision for me. And it beautifully aligned that it was, and it was my time.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I want to be able to answer those questions that you
Yeah.
have. So that way you know 100% that you're ready and open to receive. So
Yeah.
Sundays at 5 p.m., come hang out with me
Yeah.
and I'll answer all the things.
Yeah, and that's what I love so much about you is that you are so willing just to like take people by the hand and walk them through whatever questions they have.
Yeah.
And I think you just like I like to I decided like a couple months ago, I'm only going to work with people who are excited about what they do. Like just
Yes.
genuinely cuz I people tell me all the time, you're very easily excitable. I think that's a good thing.
Because
I want to
life's
work with
awesome.
people I want to work with people who are excited about what they do. And that's another thing that I love about you. And I'll also just throw out that we have like 12 teachers in our yoga teacher training program, and they're all like the expert of what they teach. And
Mhm.
I also just love that too. So, yes, if you are interested in um, coming to any of our yoga classes, you actually can, we'll put the link below, but it's also shineohio.com/yoga. And that's how you can also learn all of the information about our yoga teacher training program as well. And yes, please ask us questions. Yes.
Yes.
So
Of
thank you so much for being here, Amber. This was so
course.
fun.
My pleasure. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So you guys on the internet streets, just bye for now, and we can't wait to see you soon.